Hey guys, so today about an agent security feature in the 5.0. So basically how you can enable or disable or allow or deny execution of some of the keys in the agent from the Zabbix server or from the Zabbix get. And this will not be like it's a quick how to configure allow key or deny key type of video because it's like super easy, but we'll just cover the feature and talk about how it looks like. And also a new thing like now you can even see me, so that's probably going to be more interactive for you. So I have a CentOS 8 this time. Previously it was 7 all the time. Finally not upgraded, just had another virtual machine here and installed the Zabbix server 5.0, which is 5.01 already. Same with an agent, PHP 7.2, new requirement, front end is also here. So the feature is just two new parameters in the agent config file. The agent config file is just like before in the Zabbix agent.d.conf, and those two new parameters are allow key and deny key, which is this one. So basically it's a whitelist and a blacklist of the keys which will be possible to execute on the agent. The background of this is like previously, if we install an agent on any kind of the host, may it be our machine or the machine of our customers, if we specify the server parameter, this one, or server active for active checks, and this matches our server, then we could basically execute any kind of the keys. We can check any metrics, we can check the contents of any files, check the permissions, CPU, log files, whatever else. And there was also a very powerful command, enable enable remote commands, this one, which allows you to use a system.run, which allows you to execute absolutely any shell command on the machine where the agent is deployed. So then you can indeed run something like cat etc password or any other configuration files and check for the passwords like for the database or something else. So normally this was like disabled because it was too risky in terms of the security. But the thing was that when we talk about a monitoring, we very often talk not only about how to notify about the problems our administrators or somebody else, but also about how to fix the problems proactively. So fix the problem when it was noticed before even notifying anyone. And this is about the remote commands. So in the actions, remember, we can send a message or execute a remote command. So let's say if we notice that the service was down, we could first of all run the remote command and try to start it, and if let's say after 20 minutes we did not succeed, service still is not running, then we might notify our administrators. But the biggest problem was to use remote commands at all in the actions and do whatever we want, we must enable remote commands in the agent. But when we did that, we basically allowed system.run commands. So if we would take right now, I will do the Zabbix get on the local host -key like agent.ping, everything works. If I will try to do system.run and say echo 1, 2, 3, not this, like this. Yeah, see, we get a problem message, Zabbix not supported, the remote commands are not enabled, but this was like most secure approach. But if we would go to agent.dconfig and enable remote commands, set it to 1, because we would want to use remote commands from the actions to automatically fix the problems, then we of course need to restart the agent and run the Zabbix get again. We get the output, but at the same time this command might be also cat etc password, and there we go. In the Zabbix we would get all the password file contents. So the new thing, the new improvement is deny key. agent.d.conf, allow key is above, and deny key. So this line by default is turned on. System.run and an asterisk, which basically is a wildcard. So we still have enable remote commands turned on, but the system run with a wildcard. So any parameter that I might specify here in the system run will not work on this agent simply because it's inside my blacklist. I need to restart the agent. Systemctl restart Zabbix agent, and there we go. Zabbix not supported, unsupported item key. First of all, what you need to notice is that the error message is not straightforward that the item key is blocked. It is just showing up as a not supported, and on the first hand, especially since this feature is quite new, it might be quite difficult to understand and even think about that it might be a new deny key parameter. But there's a little bit more, like, okay, if we don't use a deny key, but we use allow key, which indeed does not make any sense, right? So we don't have anything in the blacklist, but and if we don't have anything in the blacklist, that means that everything is allowed, but at the same time I will also specify allow key, let's say the same system.run. And I will try to restart the agent, systemctl restart Zabbix agent, and it fails. I spent on this like a couple of minutes today before this video, so when I was kind of preparing for it. So yeah, you cannot start the agent, and probably nothing also in the log file. Yep, agent stopped, that's it. But for those cases when you made some kind of the mistake in the agent and you cannot start it, try to run simply Zabbix agent D without any commands. And you see, allow key without deny key rules are meaningless, which is absolutely true, but I don't know if that's the reason why we would not be able to start an agent. So if we don't use any deny keys, then we are also not able to use allow key. The biggest problem, at least for me, like when I heard about this feature that we are able to use allow key and deny key, my first assumption was yes, finally we can use remote commands here in the actions run remote commands, and on the agent we can disable system.run, because okay, like there are a lot of the commands that we could execute on the host for the bad purposes, like checking the contents of the files, but system run is like ultimate tool, right? You can write any command you wish on a host, you can do it absolutely live from the shell through the Zabbix get, and do whatever you want. So in my opinion, that's the most dangerous item key. And what I hoped for that we can, not this, so we could use deny key system.run and enable remote commands enable, right? So again, systemctl restart Zabbix agent. I cannot use any kind of the system run command. See, unsupported item key. And then let's test out how the action will behave. So I have a default action just with one condition, that the host must be equal for the Zabbix agent, and what this action will do, run remote command on the same agent, basically put 123 in the tmp hello file. So to force this action to start, I use still old method, so I have one test item, which is a Zabbix trapper, and a trigger on it. So to send the value, I will use Zabbix sender minus z 127001 minus s, which is the host name, which is Zabbix agent, minus key trap minus o. I will send 1 because I don't remember, maybe there already was a problem, and minus o 0. So right now, monitoring problems, you can see the new problem started with the duration 4 seconds, and action failed. Remote command failed, unsupported item key. But we have enabled remote commands in the agent config file. So what's the problem? The problem is pretty simple. If we would look in the Zabbix server log file, with increased debug, which receives quite a lot of information right now, and I just know that in my front end I've configured an action to do what? In the operations, echo 123. So I don't have to scroll through all of the debug file, I will just search for the echo, and there we go. So the line which is causing all the problems, inserting the alerts. What we are doing, Zabbix agent echo 123 unsupported item key, and let's go a little bit above this. This is the line when the Zabbix server is actually communicating with the Zabbix agent to process remote commands, and you can probably already notice the problem. There is a system run, echo 123 TMP hello without wait, connection unencrypted. See, in the front end I have only echo 123 TMP hello, but Zabbix actions, remote commands, all the commands that you might run to the front end are running as a system run. And that's why even if I use enable remote commands in the agent config file and I'm super worried about system.run key, so I use a deny key on it, I'm still not able to use remote commands, right? Of course, if I am like super specific about the things that I want to be sure users won't be able to run, instead of the asterisk I can actually write all the commands that I don't want to be executed on this machine, like cat etc, Zabbix, then I can even use a wildcard on this, so all the Zabbix config files, and then I will be able to use this, but not in a default behavior when we have just a system run and instead of the parameters the asterisk. So yeah, that's probably it. What you need to keep in mind that there is such feature, and even if we cannot simply use deny key system run with an asterisk and enable remote commands to 1, we can still do a lot with it. Like as example, if we know that let's say this agent is installed on the machine of our customers, and with our customers we most likely would have some kind of agreement what kind of data we are monitoring on their machines, maybe the memory, CPU, network interface, status of some services, and we don't need anything else. Well, then in that case, instead of using the blacklist, we might use the whitelist, right? So we could use a deny key and deny absolutely everything, and in the allow key specify only those item keys on which we have some kind of agreement with the customer that we are monitoring those. Like netfin for all the interfaces, we can still use the asterisk for the wildcard, or netfout for outgoing CPU load, all the possible parameters, memory utilization, disk space, everything, let's say, related to Microsoft SQL database if we are monitoring that, or if we're on a Linux, then I don't know, MySQL, Apache, Nginx, whatever else we might be monitoring. So it's not like this feature is bad or not useful at all, just my first idea about it was that cool, you can just specify the deny key system.run with an asterisk and use remote commands in the actions without worrying about anything. Nope, you still cannot do that. But you can do much more. So yeah, if you want to use this feature, you'll have to upgrade your agents and also the Zabbix server, because the agents are officially not forward compatible with an older servers. So yeah, like unofficially, I don't know about this release, I did not try it myself, but there is a chance that you can use a Zabbix 5.0 agent with Zabbix 4.4 server. But that's not officially supported. So if you want to use a 5.0 agents, then you will still have to upgrade your 5.0 instance, which you should do in any way. Like 5.0.1 was released exactly today, so it's the first minor release of the Zabbix 5.0 and probably some first bug fixes, so it should be pretty fine to do the upgrade at this moment. Alright, so thank you guys once again for watching, for all of the comments, likes, and yeah, thank you. See you in the future in the next videos. Goodbye.